The motion of no confidence against Tonga's Prime Minister Hu'akavameiliku Siaosi Sovaleni has failed to win support. The motion, submitted by MP Aisake Eke, accused the Prime Minister of mismanaging the state-owned airlines Lulutai, as well as not following appropriate procedures in allocating funds. The Prime Minister denied the allegations. Joining me to talk more about the failed motion of no confidence is RNZ Pacific's Tonga correspondent Kalafi Moala. Malolele Kalafi, talk us through what happened in the latest Parliament session.
Well, of course, there was a motion for the of no confidence against the Prime Minister. And so this afternoon, after 2 days of going over the points of the motion and then the response from the Prime Minister and his government, they had a ballot today. And the motion was defeated. In other words, the Prime Minister continues to be the Prime Minister. And the defeat was 14 votes for the Prime Minister and 11 against him.
Why was the motion of no confidence filed in the first place?
Well, much of the allegations were issues of poor governance. They focus on things concerning the time when they were debating the budget. That there were reports of previous years were not filed from different departments. So there were a number of things. 46 points altogether, in which they, that supported the motion. And that's why it took all day yesterday, 12 hours of meeting from 10 in the morning until 10 at night, and then today all the way from 10 until 12. And then in the afternoon sessions, they decided it was enough. It was time to take a vote, and so they did.
I understand one of the major issues was around the mismanaging of the state-owned airlines Lulutai. Are you able to elaborate that a bit further, please?
Yes. One of the big issues, of course, was that they had felt that Lulutai Airlines, which was a government owned, and there was a lot of debate on it. There were a lot of people that were in opposition, feeling that the airlines should be run by a private sector company. The other thing too that was interesting, it was brought up that even though Lulutai Airlines was owned and operated by the government, it was not part of what they call the public enterprises. It was not listed with the enterprises of the government, and which basically meant that the public enterprises were accountable to give reports to Parliament and so on. But the Lulutai Airlines they were not accountable to anybody. They were just like a private company that was established. Anyway, things came to a head when it was discovered that recently that the government was purchasing an airplane to the tune of $6.5 million US dollars. And so there was the question of where did the money come from? And part of the money, it came out in Parliament, was borrowed from the retirement fund. And so there were all kinds of charges and accusations that it should never have happened. And there were charges and accusations on conflict of interest because the Prime Minister, who is basically the chairman of the board of Lulutai Airlines, he was also the chairman of the board of the retirement fund. So you have one entity borrowing from another entity, and the Prime Minister was the chairman of both. So these were the kind of things that brought up, and there were a number of other issues, but Lulutai Airlines was definitely a major part of that.
And how did Hu'akavameiliku respond to all of these allegations?
Yes, he made responses, of course. All 46 of them, he answered them, and he explained that there was nothing illegal that was done. Maybe it could have been done differently by somebody else, but he explained their processes, that it was not illegal, it was not against the Constitution, and he gave reasons why they did what they did. And so, as it was presented to Parliament, obviously the majority of members of Parliament believed him and voted for him. No, that was the main thing that Tonga has been waiting for, and I think that needs to be mentioned. Since the reform of 2010, we've had 4 governments, and each one of those governments have had vote of no confidence, or should I say unsuccessful vote of no confidence. And so this is nothing new, the same thing with this government. There was expectation that maybe this vote of no confidence was going to be successful, but definitely not. And so we have the Prime Minister and his government continues until 2025 when there is the new election.